someone, but
Hand
I wouldn't
cannons
push up
hold a
there.
particular position in Destiny 2's current PvP meta. With the arrival of the Season of the Deep, we have reverted back to a long-distance playstyle, so you'll be seeing a lot more hand-holding like you saw in the previous Scout Rifle and Pulse Rifle metas.
Okay, made a little
However,
bit of space.
there are still a variety of weapons that can compete at most ranges. Hand cannon lovers got a few interesting toys this season, and boy, there's quite the variety to choose from. Hello Warriors, this is Mars, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 PvP video, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my new favorite hand cannons, the Combined Action. I hope you guys got the vendor rolls from Banshee last week, or I think it was 2 or almost 3 weeks ago, because I grabbed all of the ones that I believe to be interesting to play with. In this video, I'll be going over the weapon perks and performance. I'll be talking about my experience in our current meta, elaborating on how hand cannons are performing as a whole, which roles of Combined Action was my favorite, as well as desired perks and what I think about the gun overall. Before I continue with the video, I ask if you're interested in this type of content, like the video, and if you really like this content, subscribe and join my merry band of hardened warriors. It helps me out and helps the channel grow. Let's go over the stats and perks of the Combined Action. The Combined Action is a 120 RPM hand cannon with the design of the Dire Promise, or the Home of the Lost if you're an old enough Destiny 2 player to know what that is. The sleek gun model is non-obstructive and makes it easier to see the entire screen, making it easier to stay on target. The perks I have on this roll is Hammerforged Rifling over Chambered Compensator for the range bonuses, Accurized Rounds over Alloy Mag for more range. The third column perk is Eddy Current, which functions similarly to Perpetual Motion but only affects your reload speed, and the fourth perk is Offhand Strike. It can be convenient when needing to fire, however I would not encourage doing it because it is very situational. Its origin trait is Field Tested. Field Tested, if you didn't know, juices the overall stats based on long-term performance. The more kills you get, the more consistent the weapon becomes. Its stats are 92 impact, 74 range, which clocks in a little bit over 36 meters ADS. It also has 36 stability. I recommend using arc unflinching mods to offset the incoming flinch, 23 handling, 32 reload, 61 aim assist, 14 zoom, 8 bullets in the magazine, and 94 recoil direction at base. Now that we know the stats, how has the weapon performed? After getting 500 plus kills with both of the rolls that Banshee sold the week prior, I'd say I really enjoyed the experience. For one, I really like its consistent recoil pattern. It has very little bullet deviation, the gun is smooth and is not only very easy to handle, but is also very forgiving. When I'm dueling, my aim isn't being knocked all over the place. I guess those engagements were a lot easier to handle because of the double arc unflinching mods. This cannon felt reliable in medium to long range engagements as well. Speaking of long range engagements, we have found ourselves back into a very campy meta. With the sudden rise of new scouts and pulses, I immediately felt like it would be challenging to deal with long range combatants. This was partially true. Hand cannons can perform really well in this meta as long as you continue to play around cover and don't be afraid of getting in range. However, there have been a lot of times where I have barely been out of range and I've lost those gunfights just because my crits dropped from 80 to 50. Play within your range and this hand cannon will shine. You also have to be wary of 450 RPM auto rifles because they are also pretty lethal from nearly all ranges. Contest them at your own risk. SMGs and sidearms are also dominating short to mid-range engagements. The most important thing in this meta is to be mindful of each engagement. As much as I like this hand cannon, I do find myself having to readjust and swap my loadout to something that's more advantageous against individuals who are sitting as far back as they can in team shooting. Sometimes you can't get into range because there isn't enough cover to reposition towards the opponent, or you're being focused and fired on as you attempt to get into range. Realistically, the best you can do in these situations is literally do nothing. Back off, find another point of attack, and find a means of unlodging them from this position. Like I said earlier, I played with both of the roles that Banshee sold 2 weeks ago, one being Eddy Current and Offhand Strike and the other being Tunnel Vision and Adagio. I preferred the Offhand Strike over only because I could not immediately adjust to the slower firing rate of Adagio. The Adagio roll is amazing and makes it significantly easier to deal with long-range opponents because they're unsuspecting of the crater you're about to leave in their head and chest. Arguably, Adagio is the best choice between the two, and if I could adjust to the rate of fire, I would use it more often. What I would also suggest looking for in terms of rolls, starting with barrels, would be either small bore corkscrew rifling or hammer forged rifling, specifically for the range and stability bonuses. The second column would either be appended mag or extended mag if I can't get accurized rounds. If you want a faster reload, flared magwell is the way to go, especially if you're looking for a tunnel vision kill clip roll. For third column perks, I would look for perfect float because of the immediate flinch resistance it offers, tunnel vision for the ADS speed and aim assistance, no distractions for the flinch resistance, and zen moment for the flinch resistance. Hipfire grip is very niche and is not something I would build around, especially on a 120. For fourth column perks, you can't go wrong with any of them except for air assault. I don't see it as a super valuable perk on this archetype compared to the other damage perks. Volt shot is very interesting, and I will be keeping an eye out for a small bore flared magwell, tunnel vision, and volt shot roll. Time payload is honestly hit or miss. It's a great perk, but it does increase the time to kill. Kill clip and Adagio are arguably the best perks for the fourth column. Offhand strike is very situational, but it can help you when you are desperate enough to hit fire. Well guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed the commentary, and I really hope you all enjoyed the clips. If you found this video entertaining, please share and like the video. If you really enjoyed the content, hit that sub button and join my merry band of hardened warriors. We'd love to have you. I also will have another gameplay commentary coming up in the next few days on a new build I'm currently working on. Until then, I hope to see you all soon. Thanks again for watching, and keep on slaying. Peace.
Yeah, I'm on a 10k kill streak.